Welcome back to my G1 Retro Reviews. Today, we're taking a look at the original Transformers series episode, Dark Awakening. In this episode, Optimus Prime returns. Or does he? We begin with the Autobots being pursued by the Decepticons, in a scene very similar to one in Transformers the movie.
We can't outrun them, not with an engine down.
Then there's only one option.
Prepare for emergency separation.
That's too dangerous.
What choice do we have?
Yes, they pulled the exact same trick in this episode that they did in the movie.
We launched the life pod just in time.
Okay, so it's a life pod instead of the front of the ship, but still, the Decepticons aren't stupid enough to fall for the same trick again, are they?
Ahead, full speed! I wish to examine the debris and make certain.
Yeah, I didn't think that they were that dumb.
Oh, swell. What do Daniel and I do when the air runs out?
Well, basically, you'll have two choices, suffocate or smother.
Ouch! Harsh, Rodimus. The Autobots decide to land on some mysterious thing. And when the Decepticons arrive in their ship, the Revenge, by the way, Galvatron's ship that he got from Unicron is called the Revenge, just in case you didn't know. Pretty appropriate name considering. Anyways, alongside the Revenge, we spot a couple of Sweeps, Thrust, Dirge, and another Dirge, but with the regular Seeker body? Hey, isn't that the same one that we saw fly outside Blaster's communication tower in Transformers the movie? This must be a real character then. Hasbro, where is my Generation Select's other Dirge figure? Turns out this galactic garbage scow is a tomb for the Autobots.
We built it.
As a final resting place for the Autobots we lost in the Great War.
It's kind of cool and eerie to hear Kup use the term Great War, when normally we would hear that used to refer to G1 in Beast Wars.
Remember the Great War, Rat Trap. If the Predacons get enough energon, they'll start it again.
It's pretty cool that even in G1, they refer to it as the Great War. Although, I'm guessing by context, they're using it to refer to just the Optimus Prime versus Megatron era of the war, not the whole thing. The Autobots explore the tomb, which just so happens to have breathable air. You know, just in case any humans or other organic life forms decided to visit and pay their respects, I suppose. Daniel reads off a list of names of those who died in Transformers the movie.
Ironhide, Ratchet, Prowl, Huffer.
Yep, apparently Huffer died in Transformers the movie. Oh well, I never really liked him anyways. Daniel gets spooked by the corpse of Optimus Prime materializing behind him, and nearly gets squashed by the body of some generic Autobot. When they go to visit Optimus Prime's tomb, the image on the sarcophagus is pretty weird. For one thing, he has a mouth, his legs are kind of stumpy, and overall it's just a pretty poor rendition of the great Autobot leader. Although, I'm guessing Hoist and Grapple were also killed in Transformers the movie, so maybe they didn't have any Autobots left who were decent artists. They discover that the coffin is empty, and they are attacked by the Decepticons.
RC!
I used to be an adventurer like you, and I took an arrow in the knee.
It looks like the Autobots are in serious trouble when an unlikely savior comes to their aid.
Decepticons! Leave this place or die!
Optimus Prime!
They chase off the Decepticons and question their old leader.
What happened, Optimus?
Darkness.
Maybe he was in a coma.
People don't just come out of comas, Daniel. This isn't G.I. Joe.
Men, Doc says Duke's gonna be A-OK. Yo, Joe!
Rodimus Prime relinquishes the matrix of leadership back to Optimus Prime, returning him to his old hot rod self. And Optimus pays him back for getting him killed.
Forgive me.
Forgive me.
Starting to see some of that Bayformers Optimus Prime coming through here.
We will kill them all.
What have I done?
So Optimus takes off, leaving the mausoleum on a collision course with the sun. Apparently the humans are okay though, despite being pinned by giant pieces of metal. Optimus Prime returns to Cybertron and feeds some lies about the others perishing at the hands of the Quintessons to the rest of the Autobots.
Those 5 face tentacle slime are gonna pay for this, but good.
I mean it, RC.
Aww, I guess Springer and RC really are boyfriend and girlfriend. The others return to Cybertron and are greeted by Sludge and Snarl.
Sludge! Snarl! Are we glad to see you?
Me, Sludge, not glad to see you.
Wait, weren't Sludge and Snarl the other 2 Dinobots who showed up in Rescue Bots Academy? And the Autobots just left them here alone to take care of the whole planet? Just like the Rescue Bots leaving them to guard the Academy? When will they learn not to let Dinobots house sit? On board Optimus's flagship, we can spot a blue jazz in the background. That's it, I just wanted to point that out. The Quintessons defense system blows up some Autobots who appear to be the Aerial Bots, Powerglide, and worst of all, Jetfire! Or Skyfire as he was called in the show. But these are probably just the animators reusing character models, right? I mean, the Aerial Bots and Powerglide even show up again in future episodes, and even again in this same one. So these are probably just meant to be a bunch of generic Autobots, right? Please don't tell me they killed off my boy Jetfire.
Skyfire! No!
The other Autobots try to intercept the flagship, but are shot down. Luckily, they're all sucked out of space before the ship explodes.
Rescue teams, stand by!
Rescue bots, rocket to the rescue.
I like how Rodimus just punches his way through the blast doors. Either he's really strong, or those blast doors were made out of tinfoil.
I've been waiting. I would have waited an eternity for this.
We flash back to Optimus Prime being turned into a zombie by the Quintessons in order to lead the others to their doom. By the way, this wouldn't be the last time that Optimus Prime was a zombie. As in Transformers Prime, Peter Cullen also played a zombie Terracon Viacon. Or is it a zombie Viacon Terracon? Whatever. Hot Rod and Optimus battle it out, but Optimus comes out the victor. Fortunately, however, he fights the Quintessons programming, returns the Matrix to Rodimus, and orders the fleet back to Cybertron, as he goes on a literal suicide mission to blow up himself. And this episode ends with the Autobots saying goodbye to their old leader. However, this episode would eventually be re-aired, with the last bit redubbed to tie in to the Season 3 finale, The Return of Optimus Prime.
So long, Prime.
But is this really the end of Optimus Prime? Find out in tomorrow's exciting episode, The Return of Optimus Prime.
The altered ending was the only one included on the Rhino DVDs, while the Shout Factory version uses the original. But the version on Tubi, and Hasbro's own YouTube upload of it, used the Return of Optimus Prime tie-in, which was very confusing as that was the version that I was watching for this review, and I thought for a second that I messed up and reviewed this in the wrong order. So I guess watch the Shout Factory version if you can? Well, this was a great episode of G1. As I mentioned in my review of the movie, Optimus Prime's death was quite a traumatic experience for a lot of kids at the time. So, what's Hasbro's brilliant idea for solving this? Bring him back as a zombie and kill him again! Genius, Hasbro! Of course, as I mentioned, Hasbro would eventually bring back Optimus for real just before the series ended. I'd also like to point out that in this episode, and in the Rebirth, For some reason, Optimus Prime sports a gray head crest and backpack, which I know most people hate it, but I kind of like it. Although, one thing still bugs me about this episode. Rodimus says that Optimus had been dead for years.
Come on, guys, he's just shook up a little. You'd be too if you'd been dead for years.
So, if Transformers the movie took place in 2005, that means that this episode would have to take place in 2007 at the very earliest, right?
Optimus Prime to Autobot fleet. Return to Cybertron. That is my final command.
No. Do you want me to get a copyright claim? Maybe check out my Twitter for the full meme. Well, let me know what you thought of this episode of G1 down in the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, and do all that other fun stuff. And I'll see you back here soon for the next episode of G1. Forever is a long time coming. See you then.